about 10% of their loans on hand, which one way of looking at it allows banks to loan about 10 times as much money as they have. But in reality, if somebody approaches a bank and says, I want to borrow money, the bank thinks they're a good credit risk, the bank will loan them that money, and if they don't have enough reserves, they'll just go to the Federal Reserve and borrow money at the end of the day to make sure they have enough reserves. And right now, the interest rate at which they borrow is essentially zero, lower than inflation. They're borrowing at negative interest rates. So they can essentially create money hand over fist. As long as there's demand for money, they will create it. So there really is no limit on it in the current system. So monetary policy, the idea, we manipulate the money supply and the interest rates, and we make money more freely available and interest rates lower, which leads firms to invest and leads consumers to buy. It only affects market goods though. A firm, if you're borrowing money at interest, you can only invest it in something that pays a return, which has to be a market good, something that can make a profit. No incentive to invest in any public goods or anything else. It's a very blunt instrument, not very well tuned. We've been giving huge amounts of money right now, really low interest rates, and making a lot of money available. And the banks still aren't loaning it into existence. They're actually just sitting on it. And this is the problem with velocity. If you have banks rapidly loaning billions of dollars and it's being paid back and being loaned again and being paid back, the same bill can the same money circulates many, many times. So it's money times velocity. And what we have now is banks sitting on trillions of dollars, a velocity of zero for that money. So it doesn't act like it's part of our money supply.
Well, actually, I thought they were speculating in Asia.
Well, they are. They are speculating in Korea and Brazil and India. So, and they're actually, they're allowed to borrow money from the Fed and use that themselves. They're allowed to borrow an investment. So fiscal policy, the basic idea right now is that taxes finance government.